Thanks everyone. And Chris is right. I reflected on the presentation I gave last year. We were talking about a nickel project, which we still have, and our investments and our cash balance. That's basically what we had in our portfolio. In we've been working very hard since that period of time, but the last 6 months we've really built this story around gold exploration projects in WA. And this is in a very hot market, and this is what we're going to talk about today, is just how we've gone about that, but the projects that we've got and where they're heading for us. But I'm very proud of the team and the work that we've done there. We've done this for essentially change out of $80,000, built up 4 projects, great looking gold plays in the middle of Western Australia, all ripe for the exploration process to be carried out. And we're underway on that process as well, and we've already got some drilling in place, which I'll talk to. Usual cautionary statements, read that at will. Duketon's a very simple company, right, at a certain level. We're focused on Western Australia and we're focused on exploration and project development. We like gold, we like nickel, we like copper and we like lithium. We don't like much else, and that's what we actually focus on. We'll look at other areas and we'll look at other commodities in a sort of a reactive manner, depending on what it is and where it is. We've got a great structured company, so we've been around over 10 years. We've got 122 million shares on issue. We've done one raising in the history of the company. Everything else we've done through project level deals or trading in or out of projects, and that's where we get ourselves to at this point. And so we've only ever issued 40 million shares in the history of the company. Market capitalisation at around 20 cents, we're about $25 million. We've got cash and shares of about $11.5 million sitting in Duketon. 9 of that is approximately 9 is cash, and 2 to 3 million of that is investments, depending on how they're playing out. Our shareholder base is dominated by a guy called Kerry Hermanis, who was a guy that built and developed and sold a company called Jubilee Nickel Mines, which was back in 2006, 2007. And he's ultimately a high net worth guy, loves nickel, loves exploration, loves gold. He's a very close associate of the company and a very big shareholder and very supportive of what he does. As directors, we've got about 10, it's a little bit more than that, as our chairman's been buying some shares, so we've got about 10, 11% holding. The rest is all retail owners as well. And we've seen, since we've got on this gold thematic, we've seen this appreciation in our share price associated with activity levels as well. The value proposition, we've got 4 major gold projects in the portfolio now. That's Killarney, Barley, Boudinoo and Eucla. Now these are all these projects that we put together over the last 6 or so months. All relatively early stage gold plays, but right up there with the best that I've seen. And the majority of those are in the middle of Western Australia. And so that I'll point to that picture out here, but that's our tenure down at Barley, the Boudinoo project, and then up at Killarney up in the north. And I'll just take you through those. And then the last bit we'll talk about is the Eucla project. The nickel project, we still own 100%. We've kept our foot on that. We're going to keep that in the portfolio as an option or a call, however you want to describe it, but it's sitting there. We can hold that at relatively low cost and keep that into the future. That's a significant project, 100,000 tonnes of nickel metal in there. It's got copper associated, but more importantly, it's got about 250,000 ounces of PGEs associated with it. So if you can cut that on how to calculate those deposits in a couple of different ways, but if you look at it on a nickel equivalent basis, it's about a 3.3% nickel equivalent resource. If you look at it on a palladium alone basis and calculate it back, it's at about an 11 gram palladium deposit and contains, on a palladium equivalent basis, about 1 million ounces of palladium in it. So it's a significant deposit, and we're going to hold on that, and we think it's a great bit of optionality in the portfolio. As I said before, we've got cash and we've got some investments, which are mostly through project deals that we've done, things that we haven't thought sit in our portfolio but sit better in somebody else's, and we will liquidate those shareholdings as they present themselves. So we are highly leveraged to the exploration process. If we drill one hole into one good project, the Duketon vehicle is very, very highly leveraged to that. And we don't have to raise money. That's part of the story as well. Killarney, really well located, 70 odd kilometres out on the bitumen road out from Mount Magnet. It's part of what I like about this project is the commercial backdoor of it. If we ever develop a project there, we can get it onto the bitumen road and truck it to a mill nearby quite easily. It's a very straightforward project, one of the easiest ones that I've seen. The reason we like it is it's got old prospector's pit on top of it. It's got an immense amount of high-grade rock chips throughout that old prospector workings, and they're in the hundreds of grams per tonne gold, those samples. And we've come in and we've conducted a first pass drill program in this property, and it's never been drilled before. And those significant intercepts are there that you can read on the slide. 10 metres at 2, and that's basically from surface, 9 at 4, and go through those numbers. But we've found something, and now it's just a matter of how much do we grow that. And we've conducted a second drill program on that as well. It looks really pretty standard from a geological perspective. It's gabbro hosted, which is just a mafic rock, which is a great and standard rock. It's shear controlled, and it's weathered down these structures, and that's where we're getting this grade associated with those structures. And you can see a couple of cross sections as we talk. The second program, and this is a drone photo from the program that we've just completed a few weeks ago, and we'll be getting the results from this program probably in the next week. This is a little bit dated, this slide. But you can see the close space nature of this drilling. We could turn this into a resource reasonably quickly if we need to. And we've just been progressively stepping out from good results and stepping out into the unknown, just in a very sensible manner, and that's what this last drill program is about. And we'll get the results back from that, and then we'll reassess and go again on this project. But it's very straightforward and it's very simple. Barley, and these next two slides, if you take nothing else away from this presentation, this is the project that I think is really the game changer. And we've spent some time building this project, so I referred to building a gold portfolio over the last 6 months. This has been a land package that we've built over the last 4 to 5 years. And we started picking up tenure in this area because we were looking for small, high-grade gold deposits, and there was analogues to the north, which is the Penny West mine, and if you follow that geology through, you end up in this tenement package through here as well. Now, this has been a package of ground that has just progressively we've had to pick up as ground has become open. So we haven't done a commercial deal here at all. We've just waited for ground to come available, and we've applied for it, and it's been granted to us. So we've got about 60 strike kilometres of tenure here. So we've got a large tenement position. We've got what I think is significant anomalism through this, and I'll take you through that in a new slide. We haven't got all of this tenure granted yet, so we've only down to about 3/4 of the way down that picture is what is actually granted tenure. The rest of it is still in application, but we've been working with the traditional owners, which is part of the grant process for this. And we'll get through that hoop pretty easily, like we have done with the previous tenure as well. But we've got a big position now, and this is significant, and this is where I'd like to be. We've just got a couple of hurdles to get through, which is the clearances with the traditional owners, which we're underway on, and then we'll do a little bit of program of works clearances and simple things that we have to do on all projects. Now, the reason I like this is a zoomed-in image of the granted tenure that we've got. There's a tenement to the north there, 2717, which was the original tenement that we picked up, and in the middle of that excise position, there's a very small gold mine. It's about 60,000 ounces at about 6 grams per tonne gold. It's called the Halley's deposit. Now, we don't own that, but that's one position that is supportive of the concept that there's gold in the area and there's gold mineralisation in economic proportions. So that has been mined, and the last parcel of that went off to a Northern Star. It was sold as a toll treating arrangement, and then we've progressively built that tenement package working to the south. The work that we've done more recently on this is the geochem sampling, and this is the coloured dots you can see on this map up here. What was known was that there was a little bit of geochem anomalism through some historical data on this tenement and across these tenements. What we've been surprised is that the scale and the amplitude and the consistency of these anomalies that we've discovered over the last couple of months, and we've only just got this data back, and it's an evolving story, but these are significant. And if I just draw your eye into these particular projects, but each one of these are kilometre or multi-kilometre scale gold anomalies. So these are significant in size. They've got really great qualities about it without getting into the detail of the geochemistry, but the qualities about it are kind of exciting from an exploration perspective. And there is not a single drill hole in this entire project for various different historical reasons. Some of them are company related, some of them are access related, some of them are geology related, just not thinking it's a great place to be. Put all that side apart, we're in the middle of Western Australia. We've got 20 kilometres of anomalism in this area, and it hasn't got a drill hole in it. We know that there's mineralisation off to the north at the Halley's deposit. We know that there's mineralisation down to the south, and we're quite a way north of Southern Cross, but 170 kilometres north of Southern Cross, but we know that belt's all mineralised. Out to the east of us is the Lewin Metals project called Marta. Now that was an ex-Ramelius project that had multiple open pits that were all mined for high-grade gold. There's gold in this area. This is underexplored, doesn't have a drill hole in it. Our next steps are to get out there, do the clearances with the traditional owners. We should be drilling on this early in the next calendar year, so January, February, depending on where that clearances comes through, and we'll get the first lines of evidence about what's underneath these geochemistry anomalies in the very near future. This is the one piece that I'd like you to take away from this whole presentation. We cut another deal, and I can't remember, this was back in September. This was a great little commercial deal. It was an option deal with the right to exercise to 100%. So we paid the counterparty $7,500 for the option. We get that for 12 months, and we can go and have a look at this project, work out what it is, drill it, don't drill it, do whatever we like. We can hand it back at the end of that, or we can transact on the price, which is 500,000 Duketon shares for 100% of this project. This is a fantastic looking geochem anomaly. Again, never been drilled. We've just had our geologists out here mapping this and looking at it. It's ticking multiple boxes at the moment. We like the geology. We've taken more samples on this. It looks like it's actually just stacking up, so the historical data is correct. And this is the next project that we'll probably get out and actually get drilling into the basement on. Again, probably in the very early part of next year. And the last gold project is the Eucla project. Now, this is an unusual and different geology. So this is sitting out on the Nullarbor, essentially. If you go over the Fraser Range and you're out under a little bit of cover, this is a large coincident magnetic and gravity anomaly. It's got an old drill hole that Ramelius Resources drilled into it. It's got around just under 0.5 gram gold sitting in that drill hole. It's got a lot of potential and a lot of unfinished work through there. This is not granted yet. We'll expect that to get granted through the new year, but this could also be a very big project as well. So the analogy here, although the geology is slightly different, is a Havieron style target, which is a multiple million ounce target. Work program, as I've said through the presentation, we've got things coming up. We've got drilling, we've got clearances at Bali, drilling at Boudinoo. We've got results coming out from the latest project at Killarney, latest round of drilling, and we'll continue to do further work on all of those as we get results through. That's really the summary of Duketon. We are leveraged to the exploration outcome. We've reinvented ourselves into a gold exploration company, and we have a great backstop between cash and a significant nickel project as well. That's the Duketon story.